Good evening. Hello, everybody. How you doing? Test 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. I know I'll have to turn the drums down, but can kick off some energy. Oh, I forgot my earrings. Oh well. Hello, Tavia. Hello, Roxanne. Welcome. Man, my stream has a serious lag from my computer to my phone tonight, but oh well. Oh well, welcome. Happy Aquarian moon. Happy waxing full moon and yee T square. Damn. I toast you with my bubbly. I have, hi Darcy, hi sweetheart, I miss you. Hold on. The drums now go to the background. I have forgotten what I was going to say. Oh, I I have the chat set to subscribers only, and you have to be a subscriber for a minute before you can post. So if you are here and you're trying to post and you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe button now, and then you have to wait a whole minute before you can chat. It's worth the price of admission, right? So, how are we all? Hello, Marcy. Welcome. Welcome. Good evening. Happy full moon. We are freshly into Aquarius at 2:45 this afternoon. Eastern is when the moon hit Aquarius. And that explained to me, because I just don't think about it in the normal course of the day, but earlier in the day, I was like all business. I got to get this done. I got to get that done. I had a really, really good practice session. So this weekend, we are going to our friend's house, and they have done this like camp out music weekend for 30 years or something. And I usually get a slot to play, and you know, the last couple years, of course, were haywire. So they asked me to play this year, and I was like seized with fear to begin with, because I haven't played in so long, and my voice is terribly rusty. But I said yes, because it's what I do, and so it's like cram, you know, a year's worth of practice into a week. But the thing is, once you have a skill, it doesn't take much to get it back. And I remember back when my daughter was a baby and my guitar was being fixed, my first acoustic, and I hadn't played in literally years, and I got the guitar back, and I was just like mortified, because I would try to play and it was just awful. And it's like, okay, let's just keep at it. And I kept at it, and in the space of about 2 weeks, all my old skill came back and then some. So if you once have a skill, it's still there in your brain, and it's still there in your muscles, and all you have to do is dedicate some time to it. Pay your dues, and you can get that skill back relatively easily, and back to the level you once had it to. So, okay, let's see. Studying the Celestial Tarot. Ooh, do I know that one? No, I don't have it. Mythology and Zodiac. Ooh, nice. Very nice. And my patrons, so Tavia and Roxanne. Oh, hi, Sam. Hi, I see you there in the middle. Hi, sweetheart. I have a video that I just shot today, because my patron deck came a day early. So I already shot the unboxing. I will upload that for you tomorrow, and the rest of you guys will probably see that one next week. So anyhow, it's a very cool deck. I like it a lot. All right, so there was something I wanted to talk to you about tonight. What was it? And there were synchronicities happening all over the place around it, and it has to do, this is part of it, and another part of it is the post that I put up. I think it was yesterday, and it was something like a meme someone shared that talked about taking time to get like really quiet and connect to the highest source that you know, and ask that source, what is it that I need to know that I don't even know enough to ask? I don't even know to ask about it. I'm so unaware of it. So it's like that was a really, really great question. And it reminded me, story time, here it comes. You might have heard this one before. About when I was still married to my ex and everything was crashing and burning. My daughter was a year and a half old. And he had this woman that he worked with, and they had a relationship, and she was like newly married, and the now ex, and her just did everything together, and you know, the husband stayed at home. It was just weird. But he had gone on a business trip and he left early, and I knew that was, you know, something's going on. And then he was gone, and while he was gone, I did a red candle, and I used birthing blood to consecrate it. Sorry if you're squeamish. But I anointed it and everything, blessed it, and then I put it on Sekhmet's lap. So that should be the first clue. I put it on my statue of Sekhmet's lap, and I said, hold this. I don't know what it's for yet. And then, like, as he was set to be coming home late, I lit it, and I picked it up, and I held it, and I held it to my heart, and I said, this is for my heart's desire. You know it better than I do. Please show me. And I lit it, and I put it on the altar, and within a half an hour he was home and choiced himself right out the door. And it's like, okay, well, you know, the first thing that happens when you're on the way to something that you want, when you're doing magic and you say, you know, this is what I'm after, the first thing you get hit with is what's in the way of that, what you need to clear out of the way in order to get to that thing. Because that thing already belongs to you, right? It's already part of you, or you wouldn't even want it. So you just have to get rid of the stuff that's in the way. That is why spells so often feel like they backfired. Because you're, you know, waiting for this great stuff to happen, and you might get the opposite of that, and it's like, what the hell is going on? Well, what the hell is going on is you're showing you got to clear this. So I shared that, and I remembered that story, and then my viewer named Kelly, her YouTube name is Ups and Downs, and she recommended this book, Dreaming the Soul Back Home. So I bought it. And right at the beginning of the introduction is something that I want to read to you. The introduction is titled Dreaming Soul. The time will come when, with elation, you will greet yourself arriving at your own door, in your own mirror, and each will smile at the other's welcome. And that's Derek Walcott, Love After Love. The important things usually prove to be very simple. The bigger the truth, the simpler it is. They are also open secrets in the sense that no one is hiding the knowledge from us except ourselves. This book centers on a simple reality that is fundamental to the human condition. We are more than body and brain. We are also soul and spirit, but humans are forgetful animals. We forget that we have a story beyond our current circumstances, that we may have come into this world with an assignment and an identity that predate our present lives and won't end when our present bodies are left behind. Forgetting who we are and what our soul's purpose is in this world, we get into all kinds of trouble. So it goes on about, you know, dissociation from yourself and reconnecting, and he differentiates between soul retrieval, which is done by somebody else and can be, you know, a wild ride, and soul now what did he call it? It's like soul retrieval, soul recovery. Then there's soul recovery, which is something you do yourself. And I have been, I'm plunging into dream work again here. I have been dreaming a lot more lately since my ADHD is now medicated, and also been having these blasts of energy from old dreams, and I mean old dreams, like decades old sometimes. Suddenly I'll just get this, I get images, I get a feeling, and I'm back in that dream. So that tells me that the veil is thinning, you know. The work that I'm doing is helping to thin the veil between the conscious and the unconscious. So for this full moon, let's just think about opening the door to that awareness. And it's a perfect time to do it, because if you have watched my full moon video, we're coming up to this T-square at the time of the full moon, this exact T-square. Sun, Moon, Uranus, fixed T-square. It doesn't get more powerful. It does not get more powerful than a T-square involving both the lights and something like the Awakener and one of the outer planets. So aside from a lot of upheaval, a lot of internal upheaval and personal upheaval and emotional upheaval that can come with this because of Uranus squaring those things, Sun and Moon, it's awakening. So you may find with this full moon that you just get hit with awareness of one kind or another. And for me, it is best to be seeking that awareness. But there's always awarenesses that like that meme, we don't even know that we don't know. So we can get this like, whew, big awareness. And another thing I wanted to mention is just the topic of initiation. And initiatory experiences are the life changers. You've been through them, of course you have, where you have an experience that transforms you internally, new awareness comes. Having a child is one of those experiences. Ain't no going back, and ain't no knowing what it's like unless you go through it. That's it. That's initiation. You cannot tell anybody else what it's like. You can lead them to it. You can give them the experience of stepping through the door, but initiations happen in their own time. They happen personally, and they are transformative. So with that Uranian energy squaring Sun and Moon, and the fixed T-square lasts into the future. It's long term. So I just wanted to give you that kind of little nugget to think about these types of transformative events and awarenesses. Okay, let's catch up. Thank you, Marcy. Yes, please hit that like button while I'm babbling away. Hello, Coco. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. This is Kie, right? Kie Otsuka? Is that you, Coco? I think so. Irashaimase. And Roxana and Marcy, yay. Everybody's so wonderful and friendly here. I love that. I love that so much. So let's look at our decks, and then we'll do a grounding. Let's do a grounding, and then we'll look at our decks. By the way, we go into the shadow of a retro on the 20th of this month, of a Mercury retro. So be aware of that. I will, mention it again next week. All right. Let's do our prep. It's so funny how these charcoals sometimes take a long time to light. If I were to pick that up and light it, it would light instantaneously and burn the shit out of my fingers. Okay. Let's get our sage going. Light 'em if you got 'em. Sage, any other kind of sacred smoke that you use. By air and fire, may you be purified and charged. With ocean water, by water and earth, May you be blessed and made whole. And by the sound of the bell, may the divine spirit within you activate. Opening the door and saying welcome to our guides and guardians, allies and ancestors, all of our support team, not in a body. We welcome you with gratitude, with open arms, open heart, perfect love, perfect trust, and great gratitude. Thank you for being here. Please take the wheel tonight. Please have dominion over these cards. Let's have some fun. Okay, let's do a little bit of a grounding. Let's see. Oh, the Heindel. Yes, yes. The I Ching. Okay, I have, Barbara Walker's I Ching of the Goddess, which an old friend used to call the I Ching of the Goddess, and I thought that was hilarious. Got Kabbalah aspects, I Ching elemental. Yes, hilarious. Thank you for that, Samantha. Thank you for the sacred comedy. Okay, let's just all relax for a second. Come on down into your body. Bring your attention down, down, down into your body. Feel your skin. And you don't have to close your eyes. Just look around and look at 3 things that you can see. And you might want to name those things. So I can see a crystal vial and a Tibetan bell and Bastet. And 3 things that you can feel. I can feel my chair rocking. I can feel the soft carpet. I can feel cool air moving. And 3 things you can hear. I can hear my air conditioner. I can hear the drums. And I can hear the fan at the door. That's pretty much it. And then 1 or 2 things that you can smell. I can smell sage. Yes, guides and guardians with our offering of fresh water and our offering of the fire of Azrael. Now I can smell the fire of Azrael, and I can smell one of my very favorite incenses, which is Ganesh number 8. It's called Perfumes of a Spring Mist. So good. So I can smell that as well, because that's burning back there. And taste. 1 thing you can taste. I can taste a bubbly, which is to say that I can't taste it. I can smell it. So I taste the memory of fruit, the hint of fruit. So our decks tonight. Oh, sorry, let's finish what we're doing here. Can you tell we're on an Aquarius moon? I'm jumpier than usual. Okay, down into the body. Just relax into your body. Roll your shoulders back, bring your shoulder blades down from your ears, drop your tongue down into the bottom of your mouth. Relax your jaw. Put a root down from the base of your spine down into the earth. Let everything drain that you don't need. I'll keep giving instructions, but you do them in your own time. Once you have let go of and let drain away everything you don't need in your energy system right now, things that you have to deal with not at this time, tension, stressors, pain, fatigue, all of that stuff, let it go. And then when those have drained out, or they can continue to drain, you can remove your attention knowing that you've started the process. And then you can bring up earth energy, let it rise. And you can pull it up extra fast. Pull it up into your body. Pull it up with your in-breath. Let it fill your body, green, gold, flashing, vibrant, growing, healing. Let it run all through your body, all the way down to the tips of your toes, all the way to the tips of every finger, filling up your entire torso, your belly, your chest, up to your shoulders, up to your neck, up in your head. Let your breath out. Take a breath in, pull up that earth energy. Make it very bright and breathe it out the crown of your head. Let it go up and let it come down around. Let it fall down around you, making an egg, touching the ground, sinking in, hugging your root. And then let's reach up through the crown and let's connect with that full moon energy, with that Aquarian moon up there shining bright. Feel the potency of that moon, the clarity, being able to see our emotional body with clarity, the joining of the emotions with the intuition, the psyche, the psychic body with the intuitive body, which is a function of the mind. And let that full moon light pour down into your body. Let it join with the earth energy. Like I said, you can start this process in your mind and just know that it continues when you go elsewhere. Let it go down, sink down through your root until it touches the surface of the egg, rises back up the outside and back into space. And we ask this beautiful Aquarius moon to bring us the insight and the awareness that we need tonight. If you can see, I've got all kinds of little kitties and lions. I've got these little, look at these things. These are these little, they're like inlay of I don't know what. They look like they might be stone. Come on, focus, will ya? There we go. Stone, resin, I don't know, but they're just, I think they might be wood actually. And I've always had them in my sewing stuff. I don't remember where they came from. We have Bastet, we have a lion, and we have tiny, tiny kitties. Look. These are little Japanese. These are little neko. Maneki neko. Oh, come on. Focus, please. Please, please focus. Please focus. These are, there they go. Maneki neko. This one is for health, and the red one is for prosperity. Or it might be the other way around, but they're health and prosperity. And then I have this teeny tiny little kitty that my daughter made at some point. I think, well, I know I have knocked down the resolution of my cameras so that my stream doesn't struggle so hard. And this camera doesn't seem to want to focus now closely, but here's Bastet. So there's all our kitties for this Lionsgate full moon. Woohoo! All right. The decks, my God, we're almost half an hour in and I'm still going. All right, this, of course, is the Earthbound Oracle that will give us our topic for each deck. First one over here is the Vice Versa Tarot. I have never brought this out to play with, like ever. Linnea Weatherstone. So this is the deck that has double-sided cards. There's this side and that side. There's like a day side and a night side. So fascinating there. Then we have, okay, wait a minute. I'm going to catch up for a second. Samantha takes a bow. I love it. The medieval Scapini. Yes, it is. I agree, Johanny. It's underrated severely. Coyote Mermaid book. All right, feel cool. Oh, thanks, Doris. Yay. Cool air in my chair and the carpet. Taste sweet tea. Baked sugar snap peas. And a gummy. Yeah, baby. I love the Scapini deck too. Yeah, okay. Lots. Okay. I love my Nicky Nickel. Right on. Surprise snacks are the best. Yes. Oh, one white, one black, one golden. That's wonderful. I have a black one too. Maybe I should get a white one, huh? So this next deck here is the Goddess Oracle by Amy Sofia Maricinsky, illustrated by Hrana Yanto, I believe that is pronounced. So a lot of old decks tonight. That one is an old one. Medieval Scapini is a deck that was one of my very first, I would say probably my first 10, you know. And it is underrated, I agree. Then we have the Queen of the Moon Oracle by Stacy DeMarco. Another old deck, the Ancestral Path Tarot. This one is still in print, and it's a good one. It really is a good one, too. And then Kyle Gray's Gateway of Light Activation. So, let's go to our Astro Dice. Can you hear the drums? I'm actually going to push myself away a little bit here. I see it getting in the hot zone. Full moon energy. What do we need to know about tonight? Mercury in Aquarius, so Uranus shows up there in the third house. So Mercury in its own house. Mercury in Aquarius is about insight. It is about leaps of intuition. It's about genius and brilliance and not just logic. It's the higher octave. Mercury and Uranus are a pair. Mercury is the fundamental function of the mind. It's our basic communication. It's our basic logic. It is our early elementary education, basics education. Uranus is the higher octave of mind, which is intuition. So it's that part of mind which is connected with spirit, that is of spirit, that snatches information out of the air, not out of a logical process. Of course, the more you do with basic skills, the more training you have with basic skills, the more of a foundation that higher octave of the mind has to leap off of, you know, to launch from. So Uranus is the awakener, and with Mercury in Aquarius, Uranus rules Mercury. So the higher mind takes over the lower mind and allows us to learn the basics in tandem with this intuition and spiritual knowledge that can really help us weed out some of the stuff we don't need to know, like some of the details we don't really need in order to get where we want with a skill, for instance, learning something. And third house is also, you know, the realm of elementary education. It's siblings and car travel, but it is, you know, your neighborhood, but it's that the fundamentals, your basic functional grounding on, you know, on a very practical level, practical knowledge, logical information, logical processes. So, I mean, there's a congruency here. I don't have to talk very much because Mercury is in its own house. So I think what we're talking about here is lifting up our basic skills into a realm that's going to bring bring awareness to our spirit. So this is talking about doing that daily practice with meditation, doing daily practice to learn a particular deck really well, doing daily practice so that we can play the fucking guitar again. So yeah, basic skills time, folks. Whatever you really want to bring into your life, as far as, ooh, I wish I could do this, or I wish I could do that, I wish I could really, my spells worked better. Time to start practicing those basic skills. And how do you get skill? Repetition. Practice. Practice, practice, practice. It doesn't even have to be a good practice or a bad practice. If you devote 15 minutes a day to something new you want to do, remember how the process goes. It goes like this, and then it jumps up, and then it goes like this, and then it jumps up. So you trust. You put in that 15 minutes a day. You don't judge yourself. And somewhere down the line, you're like, wow, suddenly I can do this thing. And that can take us to higher awareness, and also take us to a place where we don't get so surprised by Uranian flashes of awareness. And when we're not so surprised, maybe we're not so disrupted. So that's a good thing too. All right, catching up. Okay, Scapini deck is still in print. Good. Well, US Games is good that way. You just got the Kyle Gray deck. Yay. All right. Yes, I like it too. I like the combination too, Marcy. It's just very coherent and pertinent and timely, I would say. Talking about a revolution. Yeah, well, that too. I'm focusing on the personal and the spiritual, but okay, here it is. Yes, Tavia, you're absolutely right. It talks about revolutionizing our basic thinking, revolutionizing the way we use our mind, bringing intuition into the equation on every level, rather than just, that's a separate thing I do when I grab a deck of cards, We can bring intuition in, and it's a matter of tuning in, seeing where your thoughts take you, listening to your thoughts, that kind of stuff. But remember that old free your mind and your ass will follow. This is about freeing our thought processes in order to leap forward into new ways of being. So this is where we can really allow ourselves to think of radical change in the logistics of life, and how we approach life on that logistical level. All right, thank you for that, Tavia. My God, my glasses are healthy. It's okay, it means my inner sight will be brighter, right? Okay, it's time for the tiny die. Here we go. Who but who is coming out first tonight? Number 6. Kyle. Kyle's coming out first. Now, I cannot say Kyle without hearing Mrs. Broflovsky saying Kyle. Sorry. Okay. Earthbound. What? Oh, wait. Forgot to let them sit together for a moment. I shall have a drink of bubbly while I'm waiting. Let's give them something to talk about. Yeah, absolutely. Well, Uranus rules revolution. It rules rebellion. I think you need Pluto and Uranus together to really get to revolution that's transformative. Tiny die. Okay, now Earthbound. That one lifted off. but then it went back in. All right. Oh, all right. No, too many. So we're going to take the one that stayed on the table. And that one was, and you know, to look at who else came out, we have Luna, so the full moon came out. Terra with the Earth. Toxic. Earth. Okay, Terra and Earth. Water. Balance. Illuminate. And protect. So, always fun. I think I told you guys about that Earthbound reading that I did that was like, it just came out as like a complete sentence, and I don't have the notebook next to me or I'd read it to you. So, onward. We are talking about ancient things. This says arcana, ancient things and hidden things. Things that emerge. So, yeah, that's what I'm thinking here. Hidden things and ancient things. So, perfect for looking at, you know, awareness. Triggering awareness. All right. All right, Kyle. Let us in, come out. Earthstar Activation. Okay. Yeah, no kidding. I mean, that's what's wonderful about this Earthbound Oracle is you can just lay them out, and sometimes you get like full sentences. You get a story. You really do. Oops, okay. So here's our three. Venusian Galactic Council. Ding, ding, ding. There's a winner, Samantha. Next, Lemurian Seed Codes. Ooh, I almost grabbed that Lemurian deck tonight. And Crystal Skull Wisdom. There's yours, Darce. Okay. Venusian Galactic Council is star being guides. Answer the call. Time to shine. Answer the call. What are you being called to do? What have you been called to do in this life? What do you already know you've been called to do? I mean, this is part of it, right? You guys that show up here every single week, this is part of it. Called to bring in new awareness, new consciousness from the past, from the depths of inside. Lemurian Seed Code says embracing sensitivity, uniqueness, living with grace. Well, uniqueness is certainly an Aquarian, Uranian keyword as well. And then Crystal Skull Wisdom says clarity, divine healing, high vibrational energy. All right, hold on. Let me get through this drumgasm and then I will go back to our drums. So we are being called to get in touch with our sensitivity, to embrace and express our uniqueness. I think that the times that we've gone through have made it much easier to embrace our uniqueness and to express that unique energy. You know, we are already in a slow rolling revolution in this country, and a labor revolution is happening with people just refusing to work shitty jobs that don't pay enough, and people insisting that they be allowed to continue to work from home. They can be just as productive. And so things are changing, and people are feeling much more enabled to express who they truly are and not take on that persona. You know, I have to take on this persona in order to work here. I think people are more and more refusing that. But we can refuse that on a personal basis as well. You know, within our families, of course, we always want to put self-care first. So if you are in a family where it is really not safe for you to express certain facets of your uniqueness because it would invite abuse, you are absolutely within your rights to decide what of your vulnerable, sensitive stuff. So this Lemurian seed codes is also about sensitivity. You decide how much you want to open yourself to that, and you know, looking at it on the other side, how much you need to protect your uniqueness, and particularly if you're just starting to unfold and just starting to become aware of your talents. That can be a very vulnerable time. And so, unfortunately, it's a time, particularly if you're having like some magical experiences and unfolding, you want to shout it to everybody. But open your mouth to the wrong person, and then they, you know, you get the wrong attitude, and it can really crush. It can really pop your little bubble, right? So, we decide how much to let ourselves show, how much of our true selves to let show to certain people, but to the world, to the universe, to yourself, it is time to shine. Star being guides. It is time to, I mean, look at the light coming out of this one, you guys. Time to open up to those beings that are there to help you, and start to grow and nurture that unique, weird, kooky, Aquarian, Uranian, intuitive, brilliant genius being that you are. Living with grace is also part of not going to battle over who you are. You know, you don't have to fight with people that refuse to see who you are. Just disregard that. You know, stay in your grace. And crystal skull wisdom, clarity and divine healing. Well, clarity is Aquarius and Uranus, and divine healing is also, you know, when I'm looking at natal charts and I see Uranus focalized somewhere, particularly if it's got some sixth house connections, I know I'm looking at a healer. If you've got the Uranus Mercury connection, it can talk about hot hands, electrical hands, that you can, you know, pass healing energy on through your touch. So divine healing is absolutely part of Aquarius and Uranian energy. And it says high vibrational energy. What have I been talking about? The higher octave of the mind, higher vibration, higher frequency. This is what this full moon is all about. So Kyle, thank you. And Arcana up here, it's just tearing the veil away from what you already know. And I want to say something about the download here. That when you step up and say, I would like this awareness, I'm ready for this. When you ask your guides, if you're aware of your particular guides, if you're not aware of them, you can just put it out as a general thing. First of all, put your protection around you, and then say, I would like to connect with the beings in spirit that are here for my highest good, that have been with me forever, helping me, supporting me. I would like to connect with you and know more about you. And when you are connected with them, you get these downloads. A couple days ago, I think it was Sunday, I decided to try Wordle for the first time. And I went on there, yeah, it was Sunday because I mentioned it in that live. I went on there and it's like 5-letter word, I don't know. Word smear popped up in my mind. I typed in smear, enter. It went green, 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 green on the first go. And they just gave me that word. It popped into my head. I put it in. I hit it on the first try. And I laughed very hard. So connect with that higher vibrational energy. Allow it in to your life. Meditate, you guys. Meditate, meditate, meditate. This is the perfect, those Kelly Howell meditations with the binaural beat or isochronic tones. Perfect thing for this time. Absolutely perfect. But the download, you can get like direct information about spiritual systems, ancient spiritual systems. If you just kind of feel drawn to them and you think about them, sometimes you'll just get a download of energy and what's true, and then find it validated like in another outside source. Like you'll read a book and then you find out, oh, that was true information. So respect the download. All right. Next, tiny die. Number 2. Ooh, that is our goddess oracle. This is such a beautiful oracle, and I remember when I got it because I had a calendar with Hranayanto's art on it, and it was one of those calendars where once the calendar was done, I cut it apart and kept the pictures because they were so beautiful. And then lo and behold, there was this deck, and it's like, I know those images. So it was a very good thing. All right. Very good thing when I found that deck. All right, Earthbound. What do the goddesses want to talk to us about tonight? Oh, I forgot to turn on our little flashy ball. It'll stop flashing after a moment, but then, hold on. Just chatting with my guides to tell them that's where they can give us all a big howdy. Ooh, there we go. All right. Fear and labor. Fascinating. Fear, labor. Okay. Well, this has to do with all the fears that we have around work, around livelihood. Let's just see what comes out. Fear and labor, fear and labor, labor. I'm focusing on labor. Notice the bees and the hive. All right, they're telling me to cut. Okay, whoops. There was another one that split. Okay. Okay, so we have, we have Breed, first of all, which is kind of awesome because Breed is the goddess of Imbolc, which is February 2nd, which is what? Aquarius season. So, Breed is inspiration. Uranus rules inspiration. All right. There was another thought there. Hold on. Yes. Inspiration is an air thing, a mind thing. Those flashes of ideas. That's what inspiration is. Uranus is the gateway for those things. Flashes of insight. Ooh, I have a great idea. Brilliant idea. Aquarian all the way. Inspiration, ecstasy, and beliefs. Okay, wow. I'm gonna have a hard time tying this to the fear and labor, but we'll see. We'll see what I can do. Ecstasy. I could talk for a long, long time about ecstasy. That was the entire point behind Mother Drum. The entire point was getting to ecstasy. Ecstasy is that place of flow. The zone, you know what it feels like when you're in the zone, when maybe you're making something or drawing something or doing something and you lose track of time, and then all of a sudden you're done and you look at it and it's like, oh my God, who made that? Wow. You get kind of blown away at what you've created, and because it doesn't feel like you created it, something else came through. That's Uranus, and that is a state of ecstasy. Now we think of ecstasy more familiarly. Ecstasy is achieved through dance, through You know, doing something, I mean, people that run marathons get that runner's high. That's an ecstatic experience. Sex can be an ecstatic experience. It's a bonding. It's a falling away of your outer shell. It's an experience of how much bigger than your body your spirit and soul are. It's the experience of your eternal self while you're still in a body. Trance states can take you to ecstasy. It is union with spirit. Absolute union. And then we have beliefs. So inspiration, ecstasy, and beliefs. So we are talking about, all right, so let's look at this fear and labor thing. I was talking about this labor revolution earlier. And we're going through it. And so what's coming up for being updated is our beliefs about what life is about. And here in good old capitalist USA and planet Earth, we have set up this system where the majority of life is spent doing shit we'd rather not do in order to be able to eat and live. And it's wrong. So it's time to inspire a new idea. And the inspiration can come through experiences of ecstasy. And in those states of ecstasy, the logical mind, the gatekeeper of the left brain, is gone. Like I said, it's when you transcend your body. And so you're not working in logical brain. And that's where the doubter, that's where the fears live, on this side. When you go into ecstasy, it's this side that's driving the show, the right brain. And so you are in that place where you can install new beliefs, where a whole new belief system can emerge from this experience of what we're really supposed to be feeling here on this earth, which is the ecstasy of just living, the ecstasy of cherries in the summer, right? All right, let me look at messages here because I don't think I've caught up anyone. Yes, the crystal skull, Darce, that is your absolute validation for next Saturday. Hello. Max is here. Okay, on the last cards, because I didn't catch up on after that. You don't really get any more arcane than working with the Venusians and Lemuria and the crystal skulls. Absolutely, that's core shit right there. And you want Uranus to be healthy. Yeah, I mean, no getting to ecstasy when it's not, right? Okay. Yes, and those three, right, Tavia, were all about being receptive in some way. Being consciously connected to those energies around us. And just, it's changing your mind on a daily basis and changing it and practicing changing your mind until it becomes your normal state of mind. And yes, okay, to these now. Fear of failure, fear of success, yes. And Mother Drum Ecstasy. God, Darcy, I miss it too. Yeah, I hear that, Tavia. And here's the thing. So this is what we're being told is, we're waiting for the shoe to drop, but there's that Mr. Rogers song, let's think of something to do while we're waiting. The shoe isn't dropping right now. We're waiting for it to drop. So how are you going to wait? Are you going to wait in stress and tension and fear? Or are you going to wait and claim whatever time is yours in that waiting and claim it for ecstasy, claim it for inspiration, claim it for engaging in these practices that can shift your beliefs and shift your experience of life. It's like, a week ago when I was very much worrying about whether I was going to be able to pull off a set and build calluses and get my voice back and everything by next Saturday. until today, when it was like a 45-minute practice before I had to stop because of my fingers. And my fingers were kind of sore, but it was also like I got a good practice in. So just claim what time is yours to claim. Claim what is yours to claim, and bring ecstasy and inspiration into your life as much as you possibly can. And I think, to relate these two, that whatever fears we have about the future and work and jobs, if you're currently working now and you have no reason to believe that you're getting fired tomorrow or anything, reclaim the time that you spend worrying about what might happen in the future. Reclaim it for the present moment. That's what Sunday's live stream was about, the present moment. Reclaiming the present moment. Reclaiming it from fear that wants to, and this fear and oh boy, ding, 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 here it comes. I'm so sorry. I constantly have gunk in my voice box, so. What we are doing is laboring in fear. We are working on our fears instead of playing in ecstasy. We are devoting our labor to fear. I'm worrying, I'm reading the news, I'm looking at things, and yeah, shoes are dropping all over the place. My God, politically, we are in it. But again, choose. Check out what's happening. Is there anything I can do about it, or do I just want to be aware that shit's going down? Okay, I'm aware that shit's going down. Reclaim that time. Do not spend your time laboring over those fears and worries. Come into this. So here we've got the difference between labor, which is fear-based. If I don't work, I can't eat. I can't pay my bills. And play. Working at life, playing at life. The eternal part of ourselves, the big spirit that is who we really are, is all about this. Play, ecstasy. Go, there is a YouTube channel, oh God, what's it called? I think it's NDE is in the name, but it is just videos of people talking about their near-death experiences. Go listen to those people, because they come back from it with their head screwed on straight about who they really are. And it's, when you experience that rush of bliss and pure love and ecstasy, it does get harder to go back into that fear. But this is definitely talking about how we work at generating fear, how we labor away at our worries. So, oof. And it's all part of the belief system here. It's all part of the belief system. So we need to adjust our belief system about who we really are and what we're really here to do. Reclaim our time. Sometimes it's easier, sometimes it's harder, sometimes it's damn near impossible, and I do know that. So, all right. Oof. Uh-oh. Here we go. All right. Next, let's see here. And I agree, Tavia, I find it hard. I will not let my guard down as far as being in the company of other people, of strangers. Our county had its first logged case of monkeypox. Our rural, far-flung, low-population county. And my store, that's just a block away from us, was giving away cases of hand sanitizer. So anybody who lives around here, Mark's is giving away cases of hand sanitizer, free. Pick one up, says one per customer. Nobody was watching. You could probably take 3 if you wanted. Don't. Take one. And then go back and take another one, or send your husband to take or something. But, yeah, so I agree. We're not post-COVID yet. I mean, that's the thing. We're not post-COVID. We were in yes, post-COVID lockdown, I see is what you're saying. But we are still in COVID, and we have monkeypox now, and we have cases of polio showing up again in New York. So this is where, too, we just are changing our basic logistics, how we go about things. Always wearing a mask in a store. Hell yes. Washing hands, hand sanitizer, all that stuff. So don't let your guard down there, but you absolutely can let your guard down with yourself. You know, let your guard down with spirit, which is yourself. So, okay. Solution seeker. Yep, that's wonderful, Samantha. Change problem solver to solution seeker. Yes. It's just a matter of changing language. Mercury, changing the language, updating the language. Literally, Mercury and Aquarius, update your language. All right. Changing focus. Yes, you can't solve a problem with the same mindset that created it. Yes, absolutely. All right, who's up next? Oh, we already did 2. 4. 2, 3, 4. Okay. Queen of the Moon. I'll be right back. All right. Okie dokie. Now, Queen of the Moon, what do you want to talk to us about? Home. Oh my God. Home, death. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. Oh, hi, Sophie. I did not see you come in. Are you brand new in here? Hello and welcome. I'm so glad you're here. And Cole Balias. Hello, welcome. We're doing well. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you decided to drop in and say hi in the chat room. That's awesome. I always like to connect with people. And we have such a good group of people. You know, we do have a little community. All right, here we go. So, assessing came out. And this one came straight up, so I'm gonna, this is a first quarter moon. We don't really need to, so home and death. All right, let's just deal with this one first. Assessing. So we see someone like coming out of the top of a hot air balloon and looking through a telescope. It's like the balloon is her dress, you know, but it comes down into a balloon. And she's got a telescope, so she's looking out ahead to the future. Usually to the right in most people's minds means future. And so looking out ahead and assessing and looking at the landscape, but look, she's looking at it from a very high perspective. So we're in Uranian territory again, right? Higher perspective, higher vibration. So on the topic of home and death, let's rise up from a higher perspective and look at how we can update and reassess and rearrange our ideas of home and death. The idea of home, you know, when you say home, most people think of a house, property, something you own. In fact, people will say, you know, do you live in an apartment or do you live in a home, you know? But home is where your spirit is. You know, this is home. So if we're looking at this as home, what happens when this dies? So here's one of the things that we just need to deal with. Every single one of us is going to die. Every single one of us. Yeah, you too. Me, you, all of us. And the vast majority of us do not know when or how. It's certainly more common as we get to the later years of life that you suddenly can become aware of what the how is going to be, you know, through illness. But the when is usually a continuing mystery. Home is where the heart is, Sophie. Absolutely. And home is where the spirit is. So when you're thinking of heart, home is where the heart is. What do we think about heart? We're not talking about the doki doki heart. We are talking about the compassionate heart, the affectionate heart, the core of me, the essence of me, the spirit of me. So home is where the soul dwells. And when we are more connected to that soul part of ourselves, the outer home, well, it doesn't become less important, but it can be less disruptive when something happens to that. It can be less important relative to knowing who we are. Okay, let's see. Feeling grateful? Yes, absolutely, Doris. I'm so grateful too. Home is where we recuperate, restore, and rest our souls, is what Tavia says. Absolutely. It's our comfort place. And it should also be our expression place, our creative place, the place that delights us. When we come into our home, you know, it should feed our soul. Sometimes we have lives that are so external to our home that we don't have time to even, you know, people like, oh, I just don't even decorate. I don't have time to decorate. When we come home, you're into the computer or into the TV or something, and my son is texting me. Hold on a second. He's got a message. Okay. My son is listening to me downstairs and he is checking in. Hey, Tim, come into the live and check into the chat room. Okay. Okay, I can't hear you with all the fans going on. Anyway, here's what he says. I can hear you from downstairs, and there's an addition to the home is where the heart is part. There's an MCR, My Chemical Romance, his very favorite group, lyric from the song Destroya that goes, if what you are is just what you own, what have you become when they take from you almost everything? Bingo. Yes, my son, you get it indeed. Okay, wait, now I gotta get that out of the way. All right, no, out of the way. Yes, out of the fucking way. There we go. Okay, so we want to reassess this, and you know, the home death thing is all about you can't take it with you as well. So maybe now, you know, when we're spending time worrying about and waiting for the shoe to drop, the first thing we need to do is ask ourselves, what am I assuming is going to happen when that shoe drops? What is it exactly that I am fearing? Because if we're in this nebulous fear, and I'm sorry I'm going back to the last reading, but that's the way these things have been going, is it's a continuous reading. If we have a nebulous, undifferentiated, unspecified fear, I mean, that's generalized anxiety disorder, right? So you have my heart, because yeah, I have that as well. So it helps if we can name what exactly are we afraid of. And it's like, okay, I'm in duck and cover mode because the shoe's going to drop. Which shoe? What's it going to look like when it drops? What am I afraid is going to happen specifically? And then it gives you an idea to assess and say, well, what would I do if that happened? Is there anything that I can do before that happens that would make it less impactful if it did happen? Right? So So yeah, then we look at, you know, the can't take it with you thing and think about, what do I want to take with me? I hear John Lennon in my head. Last night the wife said, oh boy, when you're dead, you don't take nothing with you but your soul. Think, is that line. So, what is the condition of your soul that you want to take with you, and how do you bring that soul into your home and into your possessions and bring those things into balance? Now look at these three. We're not even done, you guys. We have the unexpected, there's Uranian energy, we have trust, and we have gratitude. Okay, how do we deal with the unexpected? Before it happens, we approach with as much trust and gratitude as we can muster. We trust ourselves, number one, to protect, to be aware, to think ahead, to make a plan. We trust ourselves to take care of ourselves when, you know, the unexpected happens. We trust our guides and our spirit team to guide us and give us a heads up on things. We trust that anything can work out well. We trust that we are able to lift things up for the highest and best outcome. And then gratitude. If they took everything, all of this from me today, I am grateful for it today. I'm grateful for it today. So, I think I'm gonna wrap it up here, because those last three were just bang, 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 right? Okay. Trust and gratitude. Perfect love, perfect trust. They're beautiful things. They are part of the initiation process. All right. Who's up next? We've done 2, 4, and 6. Odd numbers. Come on, baby. Mommy needs an odd number. 2. No. Come on, odd Aquarius. No. 4. 6. Little shits. Okay. 1. All right. Ooh, the vice versa. What a wacky deck this is. Give me a little break, take a little bubbly. And messages. Oh, Samantha, I hear you. She says I get homesick looking at the stars sometimes. I have always been a being that's had a hard time being on this planet. Hard time feeling a sense of belonging. A hard time feeling hemmed in, grounded in a bad way. You know, like grounded as in wings clipped. So yeah, I hear that loud and clear. Oh. Be faithfully playful and not fearfully petrified. Absolutely. Absolutely. The tiny dice. And also just the coherence. And see, this is what happens when you trust your guides. We get these cohesive, comprehensive messages here. I'm gonna take and flip some of these around this way. And oh, I didn't ask what they want to tell us about. Okay. What are we going to learn about from the vice versa tarot? This is such an Aquarian deck. Anything that flips things on their heads is Aquarian and Uranian. Turns things inside out, upside down. Come on. Okay, I'm going to move over here because I have this abiding fear that I'm going to close my eyes and flip a card into the candle. Okay, come on. Oh! I never even felt that happen. Ta-da! Speaking of things flipped on their heads, this says creativity. Flipped on its head. We're going to flip it back. All right, I'm going to cut and pull. I'm going to shuffle a little bit again. My eyes closed. This is a hard deck to shuffle. Okay, I guess I'm not going to cut and pull. Temperance. Temperance is an Aquarian card to me because of the angel, you know, because when you look at the 4 fixed signs, the symbol for Aquarius is the angel. And this is right side. This is this side. So temperance talks about assimilation, integration, homogenization, blending, merging, taking away the boundaries so that there can be a blending and a merging. And then we're, oh, okay, so I'm just kind of randomly flipping things here. Look at the major, oh my God. Okay. We have the Fool. We have Judgment. The only card that is flipped actually is the Knight of Swords. So, let's see. Creativity, let me move these down. Put everybody back where they belong. And why do I choose to lay things out the way I do? I don't know. I just do it. Okay. So, under creativity, it says that we need to, the word internalize is what wants to come out. Internalize, let things roll around and then come back out in a new form. I don't normally look at temperance as a card about synthesizing. So analyzing is about taking things apart into their different components, right? Science takes things apart and to see what they're made of. But then we synthesize. We bring together disparate things, things that seemingly don't fit or work together, but we bring them together, and then through inspiration and intuition, we can suddenly have this flash of brilliance that synthesizes those disparate things and brings them together, and it's like, oh, here's how this all works together. I guess this kind of could be an example. Went through my life with, okay, I play music here, you know, sing in bands, and I do that here. And then I have this writing that I do, and I do that there, you know, or in my journals or whatever. And then I have, you know, sewing and creating things with my hands like that, and I do that here. And then I have the artistic part of me that likes to put pretty things together, and, you know, like that, those disparate parts. And then when I created Mother Drum, because I had a 2-year-old and needed time away, it was suddenly this context where all of the things that I do came together into one thing. My music, astrology, my psychic ability, building altars and doing visual art on that level, music, chant, trance, you know, it just all came together. Teaching, dances of universal peace, it all came together into one thing. So that was a synthesis. So when we're going back to the old, you know, labor thing and work and being true, who you truly are and all that, start thinking in that direction. all of the gifts and talents you have and how they might be expressed in sort of fragmented ways and how you might synthesize them together. The Fool says there's a new start here, that we can approach things with beginner's mind, with an innocence, with a trust. Hello. So yeah, the Fool is all about trust too. And then we have Judgment, which is initiation, transformation, changing from the inside out. Exposing yourself to these experiences of ecstasy, of meditation, of connection, of magic, of all, energy, all of these things, exposing yourself to these things, letting it in, whoo, wide open. That's the Fool, wide open, right? Embracing these things wide open so they get inside, and then the initiation, the rebirth happens. We can be reborn into our own higher octave. Then we've got the Knight of Swords here. I'm going to look him up because he's versa. Is he vice or versa? Who knows? Okay. Where are you, boy? The Knight. Oh, wait. Go back. Is this one of those? No, it isn't. I just blew right past him. Okay, wait. It won't let me land on him. 10. Oh, the courts are separate. Well, that's why I was so confused. The Knight of Swords. He, in this position, represents the inner self. If he was flipped this way, he represents the outer self. But this is the inner self. How interesting is that? And then we have the Victory card. While the outer self seems intent on war, from this point of view, we see that the knight is actually following a flight of swallows. They lead him toward breaks in the storm clouds and a lightening of the sky. Swallows are a symbol of instinctive return to the home of the heart. I shit you not. To the home of the heart. I love you guys so much. They also symbolize freedom. Sometimes the knight, or something this knight cherishes. Freedom, that's a Uranian thing too. If he can feel a sense of freedom in matters of the heart, he will reveal more about himself. When he allows himself to admit what he wants and pursue it wholeheartedly, he won't fear to show his true face. I have nothing to add here, you guys. I have nothing to add except that we end with victory. And it's the Six of Wands. What are wands about? Passion and creativity. You know, rising up. I remember, I think it was in a really old documentary that I had somebody videotaped for me. It was called Witches Among Us. And Z Budapest was in it. A young Z Budapest. If you don't know who Z Budapest is, you should. And she was talking about, and she is a hereditary witch. She's Hungarian. Her family was a family that hid in the mountains during the witch burnings. And so she is a traditional hereditary witch. So she was talking about, I am a child of the goddess. I have no enemies. And it was just that strong. And I'm like, wow, what a statement. That's what I'm seeing the victory card as. Not that I have defeated my enemies, but the truth of, I am a child of the goddess. I have no enemies. Okay. I am so fucking blown away. I think I'm going to be getting this deck out a little more often. And my team is working their butts off tonight. Working so hard, and I am so grateful. Trust and gratitude, y'all. Trust and gratitude. And we have 5. All right, ancestral. If I keep coughing like this, I may have to take a pee break. Fair warning. Maybe this would be a good time to do that. Because if I sit here and think I might have to take, it means I already need to. So let's look. Okay, very Aquarius. Yes, aha moments, absolutely. Synthesis is the basis of alchemy. Okay, wait, I gotta back up a little bit. Oh, and Mary Donna Bull, welcome. I did not see you. Okay, I have to back way up. Y'all have been chatting. Yay. Okay. Earthbound angels, yes. Mary, I do, these are general readings. These are readings for the collective. I don't do personal readings. Okay, but thank you for asking, my dear. And yes, Sophia, we love my little guy. Spirit saying, hey, I was listening to you, 246. I'm going to show you that I'm listening to you. 246, yes, Samantha, yes, that's exactly what that was. Thanks for calling it out and naming it, because I felt it too. Yes, and where you are absolutely welcome, Mary, and you will get something that resonates with you, I guarantee you. Yep, all kinds of information comes through. Kick back, yep. And synthesis is the basis of alchemy, totally. Aha moments are absolutely Aquarius and Uranus. Aha moments are fun, usually. Yeah, sometimes it's like, oh, yeah. All right, Knight of Swords equals take action in the realm of mental, clear out all the memes and programs. Well, our deck gave us the home of the heart. Reborn into our own higher octave. I like that as well, Tavia. The channeling is strong tonight. I'm not thinking about anything that's coming out of my mouth. Change your life, change your mind, free your mind, your ass will follow. Synchronicity at play again, absolutely. And yes, we are getting validation all over the place. And you know why? Trust. Trust and gratitude. Trust the process and it will, okay, wait. Oh, can I find this quickly enough? I think this is it. The universe is a system, yes. Here's a very Aquarian quote. The universe is a system that creeps up upon itself and says, boo, and then laughs at itself for jumping. That is the one, the only Alan Watts. And the book is called Out of Your Mind. I think I need to get that as well. Okay, let's see. Hi, Bill. Yay, I'm glad you made it. Welcome, Bill. I'm glad you found us, too. Okay. Play with your inner child this summer. Blow some bubbles. Absolutely. Oh, Frankie. We love you, Frankie. François. Je t'aime, François. Je vous donne un embrasse. In my horrible French. Okay. Homes where the heart is, trust and gratitude, right? Also happening because we are all conduits here. Well, we trust. But what does it take to be a conduit? What's the most fundamental thing? You gotta trust and open to it. Okay. I have now caught up, and we have 2 decks left. I am going to take a very short pee break. I'll be right back. I feel refreshed. Okay. Now, let's see. He's French today. Oh! You were Japanese earlier. Nihongo ga wakarimasu ka? Ah? Eh? Iie. Nihongo ga wakarimasen. Jozu janai. Okay, let's see. Playing is good for the soul. Absolutely. And you know what? Here's the thing. We talk about, being conduits and everything. And the other part of it, the play part of it, is as long as I've been doing this, as much as I know, what's going to unfold if I get my approach with the right attitude, with that attitude of trust and gratitude, it never fails to delight. It's just like, ooh, it's so exciting. It's amazing. And that's the Fool card too. Never becoming jaded about the miraculous. Little miracles happen when we sit here and play with these frickin' pieces of cardboard because of our attitude, because of our connection. And it never gets old. It just never gets old. Okay. Oh, I showed these at the beginning. I have 2 of these little ones. They've been in my button box for forever, and I don't remember where I got them. But they're little lions. Or maybe tigers. They could be tigers. Lions or tigers. They're kitties. Lion's Gate, So I decided to put them there. They're made of wood, and I think they're made of wood, and they've got some mother of pearl inlay in the eyes. But there's nothing to attach them. There's no, button shank or anything that you could sew them onto something or attach them. So they just kind of stay there. All right. Be a hollow bone. Oh, okay. Oh, arigatou gozaimasu. Ie, jozu ja arimasen. Okay, water is what this deck wants to talk to us about. So it wants to talk to us about our flow and our emotions and our connection with each other. Water is connection because water is the element of compassion. What connects us as human beings is emotion, how we feel about each other and with each other and for each other. There's number 1, 6 of Staves. I'm going to take the other ones off the top. That's so funny because this card came out when I was asking if this deck wanted to play tonight, and there's the High Priestess. No surprise. Oh, looky. So 6 of Staves. Gee, where have we seen that before? Right there. The last card in the last reading. Continuity. You guys are just aces with continuity. You know that? You really are. So we start this one with the Victory card, with moving forward, with, and I'm looking at the Victory card and just want to step outside of the normal keywords. Wait, there's Pyewacket hair here. I wonder where he is. Pyewacket! Pie! Come on, Pie. Let's see if he'll come up. Think about him. You guys think about Pyewacket. Send. Tell him to come up, come up, come up. Okay. So I'm looking at this card, and rather than thinking of victory and crossing the finish line, I'm looking at it in terms of water and reception, being received and celebrated. Celebrated. 3 of Cups right here. So, give me a second. So I'm also looking at this as that coming home, just coming home in triumph, coming back home after going through something stressful, coming back home when you've lived in a different state for a long time, coming back home for a visit, coming back home after a shitty day's work. coming back home and being received by open arms, by appreciation, by gratitude for who you are and what you've done. So, you know, another part of this is, I'm not sure, it's not being clear yet. Let me look. So, there's coming home in victory. The Three of Cups, look at them. This is, I believe that's Arthur and Guinevere, and, or something like that. Maybe it's Guinevere and Lancelot and Arthur, I don't know. But it's that relationship thing and the commitment and the celebration of their camaraderie. You know, when you have two people, you have two people, you know, a basic relationship. But when there's three, you have a group. And you have community, and there's the circle really starts turning when you have three. But that three can also be just the relationship itself between two people, like we were talking about last week. And then we have the High Priestess, and she talks about the unknown, the hidden, what's in that deep well, bringing forth what's in that deep well. I'm going to continue here. We have strength, so here's the lions showing up, and we have death, so there's more continuity. All right. I'm going blank here, you guys. Am I tapped out for the evening? I don't know. Wait, let me see. Yeah, we still have another deck to go. Hey, House of Elarak, welcome. Let me catch up and let my brain rest for a little bit. And see here. All right. So the Strength card, again, is about self-control. It is about being so relaxed in who you are, so strong in who you are, and so confident. And confidence is a very relaxed state. Confidence doesn't let anxiety in. When you are supremely confident, there's no anxiety about anything, or at least the levels are like this, you know. Confidence, very little anxiety. And at times like that, you can label anxiety as excitement instead. Okay, help me out here, you guys. My brain is just going, well, let's go to the book. Okay, circles, cups. Oh, it's because it's staves instead of wands. But we start with swords. What the hell are you doing to be here? All right. Okay. Okay, so victory, achievement, adulation, honor, awards, celebration, or recognition. Recognition is a good one. Overcoming obstacles. So, recognition, and that one's standing out because we're in the realm of water and feelings, and we've got this card of community next to it. So, looking at how we are recognized in our own community, what does that mean? What does recognition, what kind of recognition do we want in our community? And, you know, recognition of, oh, okay, here's something. Making the communities that are built around magic, and, you know, these are magical communities. And this is the context in which we can experience that kind of ecstasy that we've been talking about in those flashes of insight. So we have people coming together here to celebrate, and then we've got the High Priestess directing those festivities and taking us to that deeper place, helping us connect with our own emotional body, with our own belief systems, with our own compassion. And then we've got strength and death here. So death I'm looking at is just that an absolute ending, no going back. Let's see what we've got here. The Ace of Staves. All right. So one thing that's really standing out to me is these people's faces. They look unsure. They look like she particularly is like she's looking for approval. He's kind of doing a little side eye, like what's going to happen here. So I do want to look that up. Reconciliation, reunion, renewal, commitment, promises, vows, issues of trust and honor, reconnecting with people and places from the past. Okay, it talks about being restored by integrating the past into the present. There's that Temperance card again. So recognition, reconciliation, reunion, all of these words are under water, the auspices of water. Reconciling, that just reunion. Think about waters blending together again. So I want you to think about what kind of ceremony you need in order to feel whole, integrated, balanced. We have a real dearth of ceremonies in our culture. I was talking to someone about this the other day, about, it was a TikTok, and they were talking about how young girls are groomed into becoming brides. We're given the kitchen sets and learn how to cook and take care of babies. And then, prom now, they shop for prom dresses at wedding gowns or prom dresses. And I have said for many, many years that young women need to have mock weddings so they can get it out of their system, because what they're really looking for is an initiation ceremony. They're looking to be recognized for their passages, their rites of passage into womanhood. Men need it too. We need our ceremonies. Okay, I'm still looking at strength and death. This is talking about, strength, I'm looking at the lemniscate over her head, the infinity symbol, and her, she doesn't have power over this lion. She has power over herself, power within herself, and she's so confident and calm that the lion has no hectic energy to pick up on. So he is calm too. And the death card can talk about things and ceremonies that we have that can help us with our endings. So this is talking about an ending that needs to happen, something that we need to close the door on permanently, that we need to, I'm so sorry, step into our strength and look at, when I am in my power and in my strength, what things are just not pertinent anymore that can end now and forever. And then we've got the Ace of Staves at the bottom, which says a new beginning, a new form. It's wands, so creative, a rebirth again. Elemental, fire, flame, light, warmth, energy, growth, enterprise, beginnings, potential, activity, initiative, creativity. Yes, yes, yes. But we are missing our rites of passage. We are missing the emotional acknowledgement. Here we go. Finally, the penny's dropping, you guys. The acknowledgement of the emotional changes that we've been through, the life stages that we've been through. We do not celebrate them. We are seriously lacking. Weddings are about it, weddings and funerals, and a baby shower. But what about the blessing way for the mother who's waiting to give birth, and the welcoming for the baby? Those ceremonies in Africa where they say if somebody, a kid really fucks up, instead of being punished, the community circles around them and tells them all of their good traits, bringing them back to remembrance of who they really are. And there's also a culture in Africa, I think it might be the Bushmen, that everybody has a song They come in and like the shaman, the priest gives them their song and it's unique to them. And when they are lost or in trauma or need healing or something, their song is sung to them to call their soul back. So ceremonies, our culture really needs ceremonies. We need recognition of what we've been through. So right here, right now, I am going to acknowledge and recognize all the shit you have been through. Because you've been through it. And you're still going through it. And you've managed to survive it all. And come out with some trust and gratitude intact and some faith intact. And for that, I am very proud of you. And I celebrate you. This high priestess celebrates you. You're strong as hell, and it is time now to welcome that strength in, to accept that calm strength. We think of the toxic masculine type of strength where it's overpowering, the ability to overpower. No, strength is, I am so sure of myself, you cannot knock me off my center. And so I can relax. And I can allow the old ways to end, the old way of battle to end, and I can take the key. The Ankh is a key. I think it's the tool for the opening of the mouth. But it is a key. And what does opening of the mouth do? At death, it lets the spirit out. At birth, it lets the spirit in. Okay, I think we got that. I think, I stuck with it. I stick with it until they start talking. All right, let's see here. Hi, Carol. Oh, Elarak, I get it now. Yes, Aquarius is air, but it is the water bearer brings that to the community. Yes. Wonderful, Tavia. So Aquarius is the one that brings, so, we really have to start building our communities where we do ceremonies together. Inner truth, yes. Three of Cups, a gathering, absolutely. Trusting oneself in a communal way, absolutely, Sophie. We're going through Lionsgate, yes. Yes, 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 the energy is intense, it's hectic, it's erratic, it's electrical, it's high frequency. Yes, we are, Darce. So mote it be. Time to haul out the didgeridoos and the shofars and the drums and call all the Terran tribes, yeah, baby, to come together. Rituals. Oh, Sophie, I am so sorry. I am so very sorry, my dear. And you just became a grandmother. Talk about the circle. Wow. So you are going through two tremendous rites of passage. Two tremendous, and they're not opposite on the wheel. The wheel connects. Oh my, wow. Well, Sophie, I wish I could do a ceremony for you because you deserve two, actually. Wow, and congratulations. Holy moly. All right. One deck left, you guys. Interesting how some decks will go for very much more practical. Tarot definitely brings things back down to earth. And now we have our medieval Scapini Tarot with the High Priestess there. You go here. I'm going to give this one a wake-up shuffle. And then we will let them kiss. Oh, that was a bad shuffle on my part. One more. Come on. Let me do a bridge. Humor me here. It's not gonna. Okay. All right, Scapini. Now. Hello, Natalie. Welcome, my love. I'm so glad you made it. Only males can play a didgeridoo. Really? I didn't know that. Well, in African culture, it used to be only men could drum. It's not that way anymore. Well, and I mean a didgeridoo, whoo-wee, what a male symbol, right? Okay. Got a little bit of a tummy ache tonight. All right. What does the medieval Scapini want to talk to us about tonight? You're bringing up the rear, Scapini, so wrap it all up, folks. Wrap it up, my dear. And like I said, this deck was... Oh, do we have to do all of them? Okay. We have labor in the middle again, abundance and voice. I keep knocking over my baby kitties. No, no. This one just crawling under the lotus leaf to hide. Come on. Come on, little kitties. Okay. Okay, that made it easy. We have the Falling Tower and the Knight of Wands. Oh, well, the Tower is another Aquarian card. Isn't it, though? It's probably the Aquarian card. I mean, the Star, for me, is Aquarian and Piscean. Temperance is certainly Aquarian, but also Virgo-y. And Tower is like #1 Aquarian card to me because it talks about overcoming dogma. It talks about the old and outworn breaking down. It talks about this whole paradigm of hierarchy, building up higher and higher, as unsustainable. It talks about getting knocked off your high horse, coming down out of your ivory tower, the lightning striking the church steeple, the lightning strike of awareness and enlightenment and illumination, the lightning strike that blows the top off the tower so the light gets in. And the Knight of Wands, I love this card. It says medieval, but look at this fucking punk. Look at this. I mean, that's just metal. There's no two ways about it. But the Knight of Wands is about movement, although this Knight of Wands is standing very still. But he is about full speed ahead. There's a new way to, a new road, a new path. Oh, I put the deck down upside down. All right. So we have the Lovers. We have the Three of Wands. And we have the Moon. All right. So the Lovers, again, is the coming together, the joining, the attracting. And the Three of Wands also talks about executing together. Look at, in this one, there are the three guys working together. They're kind of joined together. There's ropes and picks and things. But it does talk about collaborative work. And then we have the Moon here. There's Judgment again. There's the World. Holy mackerel, you guys. So we only have 2 minors here, and the rest are majors. All right, now let me do a little bit of hard labor here to pull this together with Abundance Labor Voice. Okay, so there are some things here that definitely are falling, and they need to fall. This is a trust part too. The things that are crumbling and falling apart are doing so because it's time. It's absolutely time for this old stuff to crumble and fall. It's painful. It is very painful when something that has become like home, this tower, people lived in for years here. This is the tower. It feels comfortable because it feels familiar. So, what about home to you is called home just because it's familiar? Let's call into question now, is everything that's familiar necessarily home and necessarily good, and does it necessarily belong in your space? So this is a breaking up of the familiar because the familiar no longer serves. The familiar has been outgrown. The familiar is crumbling and decaying. It's decaying. And the Knight of Wands says, and it's time to saddle the fuck up. Saddle up. Here we go. Who hears me? Look what's on his horse. It's a drum. He's got a drum there, and then and you can see the skin on the drum, and then this big wand or club that he has. Let's maybe call that a didgeridoo. So, going out to call the troops together. We have people gathering together, and then we execute the plan. We have things that we want to grow. Look at the vines and flowers, but we need partnership in order to do it, in order to execute this plan. The moon says this is already happening under the surface. As we're doing these things, so we do have surface things that are changing. And it's been a good week in America because, in the US, because of the fact that Congress finally was able to pass some goddamn legislation. These obstructionists, sorry to go political, but here we are. These obstructionists are getting hosed, and the writing is on the wall there. They're finding out, oh shit, people really want all this stuff that we've been blocking. Oh shit, they're watching the tower crumble. The tower is crumbling, and they're going like this because none of them knows who's getting clocked with the next brick. Yeah, dominoes. So the moon here is saying that while this surface stuff is changing, there's a lot under the surface that's changing as well. This is the underground river. This is the deep well that we can tap into emotionally. And, this is the river that we can kind of add our magic to help direct it. And then we've got Judgment in the World, 20 and 22. Judgment says everything changes, there is a rebirth coming, and the world says we get there. It's accomplished. We had 2 readings in a row where the victory card came out. 2 in a row. We haven't seen any swords tonight. I don't think we've seen pentacles either. So, it's all about fire and water. Trust is a water part, and passion, inspiration, it's all about fire and water. Abundance, labor, voice. This is saying we have an abundant resource to draw upon with our spiritual guides, with our community, with each other, whether we know each other personally or not. The fact we can communicate with each other means we are a resource for each other. And we are hard at work making sure our voices are heard so that this change actually does occur. Things are crumbling and moving away. We're already creating the new. And there's a lot more to come. The moon says, keep your popcorn well stocked, because there's a lot more to come. The High Priestess that was over here on the last one, the High Priestess and the moon talk about that deep well and talk about secrets and secrets coming out. I was getting confused because okay, no, it was the High Priest. Never mind. No, it was that. Okay. I keep thinking I've seen the High Priestess from this deck. Did I use this deck already? But I didn't. I showed her to you in the beginning. Okay. Okay. Back into logical brain. Let's let me catch up with you. Okay. Societal constraints. She's in Australia. Ladies that can really play. Okay. Yes, Uranian Tower, Knight of Wands, that's awesome. I know, it's great. It's absolutely great. Okay. Judgment in the World in a Row. Yeah, that's like a 1-2, boom, boom. It's coming. Things are coming to completion. I mean, those really, and we've got 16, 18, 20, 21. When you get the last half of the majors coming out, and especially the ending ones, where things are culminating. Well, it's full moon. Tomorrow's full moon. The moon is culminating. This T-square is culminating. Change is coming. Just remember that a lot of it may be unexpected. I mean, who was expecting Mar-a-Lago to get raided yesterday? And did you hear that the FBI also served us some search warrant, that's the thing, and took Rick Perry's phone. Okay, trust and gratitude. All right, we had the Knight of Swords. That's right, we had the Knight of Swords with the vice versa. You're right. Thank you for remembering that. So you both went boom, boom. Thank you for keeping track of things for me, so Luna can just go wah, and ride, you know. All right, you guys. I think this was a good wrap up because it does validate that the changes are happening and they are necessary and they are good. So I so thoroughly enjoyed this evening with you, as I do every Wednesday. I get very enthused and excited when it's time to do live stream. And you could do me a big favor. First of all, hit the like button if you haven't done that already. Whether you're watching live or you're watching afterwards, please hit that like button. You know, I hit 1,700 subscribers and I'm still growing at my same pace as I've ever grown. And I'm showing, you know, I'm looking at my YouTube and it's saying that there's 5 people. I mean, that can't really be, can it? I mean, there's 5 in the chat, okay, but it's still showing me 5 people, and it's like, I've been doing this a while. You know, it would be nice if there were more. So share this if you think somebody might like to hang out with us on a Wednesday night. I picked Wednesdays to do this because it's Mercury's day, and it's a good day for communication. So I could have picked Jupiter's day, a Thursday, which kind of has a little bit of a Neptune vibe too, because of Jupiter being the old ruler of Pisces, but I need to put words together and I want them to make sense because I want you to get something out of it, and I want it to be something valuable for you. I want it to be something that you can use, you know, something real. So if you like this and you're not subscribed, please subscribe, hit the like button, look down below. There are various ways to, you know, kick a donation here and there. Buy me a deck from my Amazon wish list, join my Patreon at $3 a month and get some early content and some exclusive content as well. And hang out, you know. I'm glad that you come to hang out with me. So take care, everybody. I so appreciate you being here. I will see you, patrons. You'll be getting a video drop tonight, and everybody else will be getting one dropping on Friday, and then Monday, and then next Wednesday for a live stream again. Blessings. Healing energy to you. May this T-square be as gentle with you as possible. Open yourself up to the awakening and, you know, the lightning strikes as much as you can. May they be gentle with you and bring you the light. And until I see you next time, I love you. Blessed be.